Today, I'm going to be telling the story of a man beloved by many. He's an icon in the theater industry, having performed the roles of Thomas Jefferson and Marquis de Lafayette in the award-winning musical Hamilton. He's a familiar face to children all over the country, starring in Sesame Street and having roles in movies such as Ferdinand and Wonder. But the way I know him is a little bit different, because on top of being a Tony-winning actor and a loving teacher for all of our children, this man is also the MC in an industrial hip-hop group known for making grotesque and macabre-themed rap music that fuses fast-paced wordplay with the harsh sounds of Japanese noise music. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to VIDE Diggs.
It never stops, you should run away. You won't make it far. Count the blessings for the life you've had and depart. Or else welcome to the retribution for your life of wasted illusions. And you could have been in the movement if you hadn't up and moved it and dead in the focus. So fixing, so cover your throat cause it's clipping.
Our story starts in the year 2010, just 5 years after VIDE Diggs graduated from Brown University with a degree in theatrical arts. Diggs had been traveling around, performing with different theater groups and regional Shakespeare companies, but he had yet to find something he really wanted to sink his teeth into. Local theater groups are fun to be in, but after a couple of years of little change and small audiences, Diggs was ready to move on to greater things. Enter William Hudson and Jonathan Snipes. Diggs and Hudson had known each other for a couple of years as they had gone through grade school together. Hudson told Diggs about how he and his college roommate had started to chop up and remix old hip-hop songs, melding and contrasting the upbeat drum beats with Japanese-influenced noise music. But the group had one problem. They had no one to rap over the distorted beats. And so from that day forward, Diggs became the group's frontman. However, the newly formed group wouldn't release any music to the public until 2010. The project, titled DBA 118, would eventually be remastered and re-released as Face in 2018. DBA 118 is far from the best clipping project, but it does the job that a first release should do: set the tone for the rest of the group's career. It introduced its audience to the glitchy, distorted, and often theatrical sound that clipping would soon embody. But clipping's debut project is far from Diggs' most important career moment of 2012, because 2012 is the year that a fellow Freestyle Love Supreme member would approach Diggs with a script for a brand new musical. As I mentioned before, Diggs and writer/creator of Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda, were both part of a freestyle group called FLS, or Freestyle Love Supreme. Lin approached Diggs with the original script for Hamilton, as well as demos of what he imagined the songs would sound like. Diggs was incredibly impressed and loved the idea of melding rap and theater, two things that he loved. And so, Diggs came on board the project, taking the role of Thomas Jefferson and Marquis de Lafayette. It wasn't until 2015 that the Hamilton project finally came to fruition, and in 2016 it officially moved to Broadway and earned Diggs a Tony for acting and a Grammy for the cast album. And ever since, Hamilton has exploded, becoming one of the, if not the, most popular musical of all time. You can't walk down Times Square or Hollywood without spotting a billboard or a t-shirt advertising the show, and it's gained a mass following all across the world. On July 15th, 2016, Diggs played his final Hamilton show and officially retired from the play. Hamilton had started to open doors for Diggs that he would have never imagined having access to just a few years ago. However, Hamilton isn't the only artistic endeavor that has gained Diggs traction and respect among music lovers. In 2014, Diggs' previously mentioned hip-hop group Clipping dropped their first self-titled first studio album with the Sub Pop record label. This is their first release to start to garner major critical attention, especially among hip-hop fans. Their unorthodox production style created an entirely new and fresh sound, and Diggs' flows and rhymes were almost Hamilton-like in a sense. But this isn't the most important part of the Clipping story, because the real shocker is the subject matter of the music. Let me paint a picture for you. You are a Hamilton superfan. You have all the merch, you've been to Broadway to see the show live more times than you can count on your hands, and in an effort to become the true #1 Hamilton lover, you decide to do research on some of your favorite original cast members. After making your way down the list, you finally reach VIDE Diggs. After doing some digging, you discover that Diggs is in a rap group, and so you click on their first album, and you click play on the very first track. This is what you would hear.
Ghosts on the avenue are talking to theyselves. Somebody been selling them dreams again. Breathe again. The breeze is full of trees again. The beast buried under the streets is about to leave. The den of thieves and hooligans ready to fettuccine the noodles of any crook looking new to the kitchen. Cooking up wishes and powder flour. The pan and the cake will bake even better. The cheddar stay in the refrigerator to keep it fresh until it's on.
The idea that a beloved theatrical actor is also a part of a horrorcore themed hip-hop group that raps about John Carpenter-esque activity on almost every single song is absolutely absurd to me. And up until now, they're still doing it. Their last two sister projects, There Existed an Addiction to Blood and Visions of Bodies Being Burned, were two of the most decrepit and disturbed hip-hop projects that I've ever heard, melding mind-altering sound design with the unique production of their earlier work. But this isn't even the craziest part, because during the making of his slasher-themed hip-hop noise music, Diggs was beginning to start his career in film, or more particularly, children's entertainment. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the same guy who made tracks like Hot F***, No Love, Nothing Is Safe, and Piano Burning, which is literally just 18 minutes of the sound of a piano on fire, is now the face of children's educational show Sesame Street. But to be honest, who better to teach our children to read and write than someone who's made a career out of words? On top of being cast in Sesame Street, Diggs is also rumored to be playing Sebastian in the upcoming Little Mermaid remake, and he also made an appearance in the critically acclaimed animated movie Soul. And Ferdinand. And Zootopia, and Wonder. In fact, it seems as though Diggs has more credits for children's entertainment than he does serious roles such as Snowpiercer or Velvet Buzzsaw. So what's the point? Why am I making such a big deal out of someone who is able to master multiple artistic sectors? And the answer is because this is a massive sign of change in how people and the industry are starting to see hip-hop artists. Looking back at rappers that have become television and movie stars, almost all of them follow a similar trend. They're put in macho roles or cast as gangsters. But Daveed Diggs, who makes some of the most villainous and evil rap music to date, has found a way to break through that stereotype and achieve success in the most unlikely corner of the entertainment industry. And since the success of Daveed, more and more rappers have followed suit. Tyler, the Creator, who was literally banned from the United Kingdom for creating violent characters in his music, was cast in Jim Carrey's Kidding and wrote the soundtrack for The Grinch. This is the same guy who made a song called Ass Milk. This is the same guy whose debut mixtape is called Bastard. This is the same guy who made the music video for Yonkers, where he grabs a cockroach, eats it, throws it up, and then ends his own life. But people are slowly starting to realize that when it comes to provocative hip-hop that deals with violent themes, it is often for the sake of storytelling or painting a narrative. When Tyler, the Creator, writes a song from the perspective of a serial killer, he is called violent, disturbed, and is banned from multiple countries. But when Anthony Hopkins plays a cannibal in Silence of the Lambs, he wins an Oscar. It's a double standard that Diggs has a major role in tearing down. And so, the next time you hear someone talk about Hamilton, or you're watching TV and you see Diggs' Sesame Street DoorDash commercial, I don't want you to think about Oscar the Grouch, or Thomas Jefferson, or even about clipping. I want you to think about the Daveed Diggs that is reshaping and pioneering the way that the industry is starting to view button-pushing storytelling in hip-hop. The Daveed Diggs that changed the hip-hop and theater industry forever. The Daveed Diggs that is redefining the meaning of Renaissance Man. Writer/creator of Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda. Oh my god. Hamilton, creator of Hamilton, Can someone tell Lin-Manuel Miranda to change his name? Lin-Manuel Miranda. Hamilton, Lin-Manuel. Oh my god. Of Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda. Lin-Manuel Miranda. Writer/creator of Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda were both part of a freestyle group called FLS, or Freestyle Love Supreme. Oh my god. Finally.